15 minutes.
I thank you for the opportunity, and I wish my good friend, the former Minister for Roads, would have been in the chamber to listen. Mr. Speaker, I'll start from where he ended. Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister is spot on when he said that part of the monies used for Ofankor and Swami interchange are loans. So I am not even sure what NPP is arguing. This House approved a loan of $750 million from Afri-Exim and said that we should use part of that money to do a Chairman 4 bridge. They decided to divert that and took it to Kumasi for the Swami interchange when the loan agreement for the Swami interchange fell off. So when they argue that we are not doing Swami interchange and Ofankor with loan, it is difficult for me to understand. Indeed, we took some of that money to those projects, yet the projects are not completed. So he hasn't said anything different. The Finance Minister didn't say that those projects were 10 key projects to be done by a loan. He says that you took a loan, you paid for those projects partly from the $750 million Afri-Exim money. And that is factual. So he hasn't said anything that is wrong. Mr. Speaker, my colleague also talked about why PTC is not part of Big Push. You know better than I do about this. When you came to this House about that so-called barter agreement with Honorable Amwakwata, Sino Hydro, we told you that was not going to work. That no one was ready to take our bauxite and give us road. You said, oh, it's the most fantastic. With the Vice President Baumia holding a calabash in China, that we have gotten 15 billion Ghana cedi. It turns out that you came back here to convert the so-called barter agreement to a loan. Guess what? Sino Hydro got angry and stopped working because when they raised certificate, we were unable to pay them. So we have to go to China and beg them that they should come back. And let me tell you this. It is true. Sino Hydro has listened. They have decided to sign the agreement. They will be back to do the PTC runabout project. So you cannot put a project which is already with Sino Hydro under the Big Push. That is why it is not part of it. And you should know better about that.
Teach him.
How do you call it? I heard you also saying somewhere that you issued a statement saying that we are saying that President Akufo-Addo, well, we are trying to rubbish President Akufo-Addo's record of 10,800 kilometers. You were not here. He was standing here and said, we have built 10,800 kilometers of new roads, and he was doing us like that.
Remind him.
And I fact-checked him. I was the ranking. I fact-checked him. It was a lie. He never built 10,800 kilometers.
Honorable Minister, withdraw the word. It was a lie.
Mr. Speaker, I will not even belabor the point.
Very well.
I withdraw the lie.
Very
Mr.
well,
Speaker, what the president said here was untrue. Yes. He never built 10,800 kilometers of new roads. And guess what? He compelled the ministry to issue a statement, and the statement says that, let me read. If Honorable Asenso, you can check, you still have some people at the ministry. And this is what the ministry issued, that Road Ministry confirms construction of 10,875 kilometers of new road under President Akufo-Addo, Joy FM, because he compelled them to do that. Fortunately, the how do you call it, the PRO who issued a statement is still my PRO today. I don't know how he feels today by issuing that statement and the reality of the day. You understand? So your press statement was needless. In fact, you are confirming what I have said. Mr. Speaker, my brother, you see, you have been a road minister for the Republic of Ghana. Is there just a small advice? The road minister of Republic of Ghana, it doesn't sit well where all your examples appears as if you haven't been to any other place in the country. It doesn't look well. Yes, I agree. Accra Kumasi have the biggest volume of traffic in the country. But when you give the impression that just because that is the biggest volume, what about the farmer growing yam in Yendi?
Yes.
Don't we have to take a road there to convey the yam for us to consume in Accra? So you think that just because there are more people in Accra and Kumasi, we should spend all our money in Accra and Kumasi? Okay, let me give you this. The reset of President Mahama means that we are not, and my brother.
Please, Honorable Bondi, resume your seat. Honorable Bondi, resume your seat. Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, my good friend, the road minister, should just learn, former road minister, should just learn from his leader. Before I took the podium, he advised that when you were speaking, I never even moved my body. I listened to you.
You were taking notes.
Just, you see, I don't know why you are feeling uncomfortable. Just stay calm. Let me tell you this. And then you went as far as saying that we build roads where human beings are. I went around the 16 regions. When I got to OT region, there was no active road project going on in the OT region. Wow. Is that fair? Wow. Is that fair? Guess what? Reset means that we are taking road infrastructure to every part of the country. And if you don't like it, you can do whatever you like. When you come back, you can decide not to do road there. We shall take road everywhere we like. Mr. Speaker, you are not actually listening to yourselves. In one vein, you are complaining that we are not taking on some projects on big push. On another vein, you are saying that some of the projects you are taking on as big push are your projects. Imagine. Which one is which?
Imagine.
Do you want us to do the project or not? And guess what? What the finance minister said here was quite clear. We had our own plan for big push. And let me tell you this. Every single region in our country is touched by the proposed big push projects.
Yeah.
Unlike a few years ago, when the finance minister, the Honorable Ken Oforiatta, stood here and completely ignored Volta region in the critical roads. Completely. You remember that? That happened here. All the 16 regions are touched by the big push. And let me tell you, let me repeat once again. Big push is not a constituency specific or a political gimmick.
Yeah.
Take for instance, as you have been a former road minister, take from Wenchi to Wa, you travel that road. How do you feel?
He doesn't know that.
It's completely neglected. Take from Wa to Bolga. The reason we don't find vehicles on Wa to Bolga is because it's a death trap. Yes, I agree with you. You can drive for hours, you don't even see any vehicle. It's because the road is terrible. When the road is good, people will ply it. So President Mahama decide in about 2 years, we shall reconstruct the road from Bolga to Wa. What is wrong with that? I agree that sections of that road are currently under contract. Just sections. A vast majority of it is not under contract. So a big push is a national program to address the inefficiencies along the major corridors. And guess what? You talked about which region is not captured. So when we want to do a bypass around Kumasi, the eastern quadrant. Currently, when you are from Accra going to Kumasi, or you are even going to the north, you need to drive straight into Kumasi, get stuck in the traffic. We are saying that we are building a bypass. The first portion of the bypass is when you get to Ejisu, you do a detour at the back of Anita Hotel, and then you take that quadrant all the way to hit the Mampo Road. As first time. What is wrong with that? And then when we say you get to Sunyani, we do, in fact, we started the Sunyani Ring Road. And then when you came, you abandoned it. We are saying we are going to complete it. What is wrong with that? Tamale is one of the fastest growing cities in West Africa. Go to Tamale now, going around is a problem. We say we are completing and expanding the third ring road. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Now let's come to Accra. I agree that the exit and entry point of what do you call Accra are very bad. The Ofankor Road. As of the time you were leaving office, the contractor has raised certificate of $77 million. Hey. You didn't pay him, you left. Now people are doing demonstration. Just this week, we paid that contractor over 300 million Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
So that he can continue the work. Why are you not commending us for that? And then we are saying that since we don't have any dedicated fund, we are putting that project as an additional burden on the big push. And you don't like it? And then you go to Kaswa Winneba. Of course, the money has run out. The worst that will happen is that the contractor will leave site. President Mahama does not want any of those projects to be abandoned. He said carry it on as additional big push project. You don't like that? What are we talking about here? And then I heard you talking about motorway to Central University. Honorable former minister, you and I know that when you came to this house to give that contract to BHM, I suggested here BHM was not a construction firm.
Teach him.
Was a management firm. That company it was only last year that company bought a construction firm. That is why they were struggling to do the road. So phase 1 is what they are struggling to do. So the phase 2 is not even an NPP initiated project. The phase 2 is not under contract, and we are carrying it on as a big push project. You should understand this thing. We are quite clear in our minds what we are doing. It is not politics. It is not politics. And I agree with you, you did your best, but the contractors were not listening to you because maybe you were afraid of them. I say, if you are a contractor, Ghanaian or foreign, if you breach our laws, we'll deal with you. That is why when I stood here and said that the Indian company that took our $30 million, pretending that we should terminate the contract, I will not. They either build a road worth $30 million or will find ways of taking our money. You can't go for our money. It doesn't matter. We are taking our money. So help me retrieve the $30 million that is supposed to use to do Savelugu to Walewale. Help me. Where's Dr. Kabiru? Help me retrieve the money. Because I need that money to pay contractors who have worked and are not being paid. So help me do that. So I don't know why you are not helping me doing this. And then there's something I need to explain. Big push is not the only road project we are doing. Big push, and I want to say this to all our compatriots across the country. Big push is a special vehicle to address the interconnectivity of our region to our national capital. It is not about Adaklu or Swami or anything. In any case, I've also heard Swami interchange. Yes, the loan for Swami interchange is a turnkey and a commercial agreement. When you declared yourselves bankrupt, the contractor decided that the bank said they will not give us the money. When you say we should complete it, with money from where? But even that, President Mahama says, take it on. So we are taking the completion of the Swami interchange. We are taking on the completion of the Swami interchange as part of Big Push. We are taking on the completion of the Swami interchange and on Big Push. What is your problem about that? Mr. Speaker, the other thing that we need to deal with is there's this lack of understanding about some over 160 districts that we have identified as the most deprived of roads. And we are saying that some of those districts are largely agrarian in terms of their economic activity. Yam growing areas, rice growing areas, food we consume. And we are saying that instead of spending 70% of our road budget on Accra and Kumasi building additional interchanges, the real economic value of our country comes from agriculture and mining and tourism. Let's tap into those things. So we have identified those 160 districts, and we are saying that out of equity, we shall devote more resources to upgrade the roads in those districts. That is what we are talking about. It is, can Ofori Atta and the NDP declare the country bankrupt? And then let me conclude with this. Honorable Road Minister. The situation of our roads in Ghana is a very terrible one. And I want the House to join us address this. Everybody, including every colleague, including myself, the road in our backyard is very terrible. There's nothing wrong if the finance minister decides that instead of sharing our oil resources, building astroturfs here and there, mainly in your constituencies, mainly in your districts. Yes, the record is there. Instead of doing that, let's build road that everybody can use. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, astroturf is good, but you see, today, put astroturf on one side and road on the other side.
Honourable member, conclude. 1 minute.
Let me
more.
conclude by saying, Mr. Speaker, we are clear on our minds. President Mahama's reset means that the road network in our country must improve, and we are making a commitment. Yes, in 3 weeks we shall start the Big Push projects, and indeed, inshallah, Dambai Bridge will be one of them that will be started. Nothing will stop it. And the last question, Mr. Speaker, if you are a contractor, a consultant, and then you partake in road project from now, and you do a shoddy work, you will be forced to take an insurance, and we shall cash the insurance if you do a bad job. And all those who have taken government money for works they have not done, let me tell you, we are already investigating some of them. We are coming after you. If you are thinking of doing a new project.
Honorable, your time is up. Your time is up.
It shall have good road. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Honorable members, yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, we have agreed that after doing 4-4, we will pause the debate, take the finance committee, the joint committee, finance and budget committee.
I'm aware, so allow me to
so
do
the last person
one.
from this side after. Yes.
It's now the turn of Honorable Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, emanating from the last speaker, I would like to quote the finance minister in his mid-year budget, and I want to read paragraph 575 before I start. To all of us who are privileged to serve in the leadership of our nation, let us unite and do this for ourselves, for our children, for our children's children. It is our collective responsibility. Ghana needs us now more than ever, and our people need us, unquote. Mr. Speaker, I'm a bit shocked that my very respected senior minister, who I also admire so much, would seek to raise some of the issues that he raised, especially on the Flower Road. Mr. Speaker, the minister considered that it's a 10-key project, and BAC was a company that secured the funding, and so they had to bring their contractors. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is a bit factually inaccurate that BAC was just not a contracting firm. They secured the funding, and so they had to bring in their contractors. Mr. Speaker, on Swami Interchange, at the time that we left office, the contractor was on site. Rango company was on site. They never left site until we left office till they came in. So, Mr. Speaker, they came in to meet the contractor on site on the Swami Interchange project. Mr. Speaker, as I read, the finance minister called for unity. Calling for unity means that we want to bring everybody on board. And if projects, one of the major lamentations of this country is that successive governments tend to abandon projects that have been begun by the previous government. The project funding is not the political party in power's money. It is for Ghanaians. It's Ghanaians' money. And Mr. Speaker, for them to say that they are abandoning the ongoing Accra Kumasi road, which is left with just 96 kilometers for dualization, and to do a new express road, for me is a wastage of taxpayers' money. Because, Mr. Speaker, the minister himself listed the percentage performance of this road. And so, Mr. Speaker, why would we abandon a road that is left with only 96 kilometers dualization to complete and say that we are now going to do a whole new express road? Whilst Ghanaians are using those roads is not just leading to Ashanti region, it also links up north. And so, Mr. Speaker, if the finance minister is calling all of us to come on board and unite to save this country, then I think that my colleagues on the other side, who are the majority, overwhelming majority that Ghanaians have trust in them, should not go the path that successive government have gone by wasting the taxpayers' money. They should look at completing some of these projects. Mr. Speaker, I also want to associate with my earlier colleagues speakers on our side. And Mr. Speaker, one of the major campaign message of the NDC government was providing of employment for the teeming unemployed youth of this country. Mr. Speaker, I want to be consistent. Right from the inception of this parliament and from the SONA State of the Nation address to the budget reading, we have been consistent in talking about employment. Mr. Speaker, this budget sought to create that the big push, the Nkokon Kitinkiti project in the agri program, the Women Bank, and all these programs are programs that are coming to create employment. Mr. Speaker, the president came to this house and told the whole country that the finance minister, during the presentation of the budget, will bring the policy document for the 24-hour economy here so that we'll all get to know. Mr. Speaker, we are 6-7 months down the lane. Parliamentarians here do not know what the policy document for the 24-hour economy is. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister came here, presented the budget to us, and indicated that he will come later to this house to present the 24-hour economy policy document. Mr. Speaker, 6 months down the lane, I was expecting that when he was in the media review, he would have even added as an addendum the policy statement for the 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, the review statement was read, but there's no sign of 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the budget, they tell me the big push. I was thinking of the opinion that having trumpeted the 24-hour economy and created one of the beautiful songs for 24-hour economy, the budget should have been named as the 24-hour economy budget. But Mr. Speaker, they abandoned it. This is clear indication that it was just a political campaign song and gimmick to deceive the teeming youth of this country, assuring them to provide jobs and employment for them. But coming here, they turn from the 24-hour economy and now have told us that their big push is only purely in infrastructure, and even that for this year, it is purely 100% on roads. Mr. Speaker, on same job employment, indeed, I agree with my respected deputy leader that in 70 years, things have happened in this country that has never happened before. Yes, we have seen the unprecedented sacking of Ghanaians losing their jobs just because there's a government change. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister called that we should not be divisive, but we have seen in 70 years the more divisive policy of sacking the young people who have received employment. Mr. Speaker, in the budget, the finance minister indicated that they were going to fully implement the net capping and freezing of net employment. Mr. Speaker, I was of the opinion that after coming to office for 6 months and trumpeting all the glories of the gold board, the review would have talked about the fact that even the net freezing of employment, they are reviewing it. Mr. Speaker, we still in this country, the finance minister was unable to tell us, as we've seen before, the number of jobs they have even created for the young people of this country. Meanwhile, we trumpeted that we are going to create employment. Mr. Speaker, the budget listed a number of interventions that was going to create employment. The budget talked about the Ejumawura program. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister came here to tell us that out of the 300 million allocated for the Ejumawura program, only a meager 21 million has been released. Mr. Speaker, in 6 months, we are doing only 7% of the initiative that is going to create employment. If you want to multiply it and even give it a 20% increase in the half year, how is the hope that we assure this country? The teeming youth of Ghanaians want jobs through a Jubilation program, but obviously we are all about promises, but we are not talking at all because the books is telling us something else. Mr. Speaker, the same finance minister conceded that the program that is going to create the apprenticeship program that is going to equip people with skills had only 7% release, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, the Agri for Economic program, which my very good friend A+ likes talking about, the Nkukwan Kete, the Feed Ghana, the vegetable development, and all that. Mr. Speaker, as at now, 1.5 billion was allocated. Ghanaian youth were so happy, but as we speak, 0% has been released. Not even 1 kobo has been released. Yet, we have assured this country of employment. Mr. Speaker, I'm passionate about this employment issue because the people in my constituency, the young men and women I grew up with, a lot of them don't have employment. Those who have come before me, a lot of them don't have employment. And this is a creation of successive governments. So if the teeming youth and Ghanaians have so much confidence to believe that the way to go is the creation of employment, then this country will be let down by this NDC government if they do not walk their talk. Mr. Speaker, 6 months down the lane, 0 release have been given to the Women Development Bank. Mr. Speaker himself is a believer of affirmative action. The 8th Parliament did so well by passing the affirmative action bill. Yet, as we speak, Mr. Speaker, 0 release, 0 commitment to the Women Development Bank. So are we just paying lip services that we are going to create employment, we are going to empower women by giving them some support through loans and empowerment programs by creating a bank for them. Women were so happy, they were so enthusiastic about this budget that they were going to at least have a dedicated fund just for women. But Mr. Speaker, 6 months down the lane, zero. Mr. Speaker, again, the National Codex Program, in the world of AI and ICT, we are all believing that you can sit in the comfort of your home and work. Mr. Speaker, we have sought in this recently a very, very humorous way of definition of coding by our Deputy Communication Minister, which is trending on Twitter and all the social media platforms. But again, 0% has been released. Mr. Speaker, in concluding, what I am saying is that this government should not pay lip services to its promise. The youth of this country need jobs. This government promised the youth of this country jobs, and the jobs they must provide. And like I said, the Ghanaian youth will not forgive the NDC government the 188 majority overwhelming if they do not oversee the government to implement the policies that will create jobs for the teeming youth of this country for what they promised. You promised to create jobs, and Mr. President, please give us the jobs you promised.
Honourable members, let's come to order paper at page 4. Motion. Yes, Chairman of the committee, item number 9. Item number 9, motion. Yes?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
If they are not ready, I'm ready to move motion number 11 and 12 on today's order paper.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 1041 of the Standing Orders, which requires that a motion shall not be debated until at least 2 sitting days have elapsed after the notice to move the motion is given. The motion for the adoption of the report of the Joint Committee on Budget and Finance on the request for multi-year commitment for the selected road projects under the Big Push program contained in the mid-year fiscal policy review of the 2025 budget statement and economic policy of the government of Ghana be moved today. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, motion move and seconder.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion.
Honourable members, motion move and seconded. This is a procedural motion. The question therefore is, as many as are in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Motion accordingly adopted. Motion numbered 10 at page 5. Chairman of the committee.
Yes, I move that this Honourable House adopts the report of the Joint Committee on Budget and Finance on the request for the multi-year commitments for the selected road projects under the Big Push program contained in the mid-year fiscal policy review of the 2025 budget statement and economic policy of the government of Ghana be moved now. Mr. Speaker, in so doing, I present the committee's report. Mr. Speaker, the mid-year policy review of the 2020 budget statement and economic policy of government was presented to this House by the Honourable Minister for Finance, Dr. Kesel Atoforsen, on Thursday, 24th July 2025, in accordance with Section 28 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, included in the mid-year fiscal policy review statement was a request by the Minister for Finance for the approval of multi-year commitments in accordance with Section 33 of the Public Financial Management Act 921. The Right Honourable Speaker referred the mid-year review statement to the Joint Committee on Budget and Finance on the same day, Thursday, 24th July 2025, for consideration and report. Mr. Speaker, the committee met and they were assisted by the Deputy Minister for Finance and the technical team from the ministry. Mr. Speaker, the Minister had indicated in the budget that was passed in this House on 31st December 2025 that he intends to come back to this House for approval for multi-year commitment for the big push. The program is intended for the continuation of massive infrastructure projects, infrastructure development projects to boost growth and create sustainable jobs. Government accordingly programmed activities under the Big Push program as part of the expenditure to be incurred in the 2025 budget. The activities were captured in the 2025 budget statement as a multi-year expenditure. Mr. Speaker, Section 33 of the Public Financial Management Act states, Mr. Speaker, that a covered entity shall not enter into any agreement with financial commitment that